Hello and welcome to Two Cackling Witches. I'm Jenica.
And I am Cam.
Well,
How are you
hello.
doing today? Hello.
I'm good. I'm really warm, but I'm good.
Yeah.
The sun is very hot today.
Really? I thought you said it was raining. You had a storm last night.
Yep. We had a really big storm, and I woke up around 3, the witching hour, as one witch would, and then couldn't get back to
Yep,
sleep.
absolutely.
And then a great big storm happened, but now it's like really humid. You know?
Yes. Sometimes I feel like you think the storm will bring in the cooler weather and the nice weather, and it just brings in more humidity. And you're like, oh my God, I'm dying even more than I was before. How do I fix this?
Totally. But it's still beautiful. I went for a walk today. I went in the pool. I
Nice.
actually went and did some stuff in my spiritual room with my husband today, and we put up a whole bunch of stuff on the walls, which was really nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Actually, today, as you know, what's our topic today, Cam? Tell them. What are we doing?
So today, everybody, we are talking about fairies, the fae, whatever you want to feel comfortable calling them. Jenica's doing a little dance. You guys can't see it.
Yeah, I'm doing a little dance, a little shimmy, and I'm so excited. But I diverse. The reason why I said that is because when I was in my spiritual room today, I asked how I could work with the fairies today, and they wanted me to take care of all of my plants. And my little kitten, Elvira, of 13 weeks, really has been laying on cactuses and knocking orchids down. You are my witness. And she...
I just saw her do that right behind her.
I know. You were like, oh, your cat, not the orchid, no. So I had to water them and kind of move them around to help them with the sun and stuff. So I thought that was interesting. Very interesting.
Perfect.
What did you do today, darling?
So today I did the second half of my first aid course that is recommended to do yes, exactly. So today was a little bit more physical in the sense we were doing the Heimlich, we were doing CPR, we were learning to bandage in case of an amputation, and I had to pretend to have an amputated leg, which was
You'd be such a good actor.
Guy that was
such a good actor. I can see it.
The guy that was amputating my leg made the tourniquet so tight, I still have marks. And I'm like, okay, I don't actually have a leg. It's a bit much. But he was like, I have to try. I'm like, I understand that. But please don't cut circulation.
Please don't hurt me.
Yeah.
Because then I do have to go to the hospital. Do you know the songs that you can do for compressions?
No, I don't. The instructor didn't tell us, but it's like super fast.
The way to do it, if anything like that happens, I've had to take I have level C CPR because I work with children, right?
Wow.
So I have to do it. Yeah. I've been doing it for years, and I still can't remember everything. But one of them is staying alive, That's your compressions. Or the Doja Cat, the song that's like, I can't think of it. It's like da 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 da. You know the song?
Yeah, I know the song.
Say So. It's called Say So. Both of those are the exact things. If you can sing those things, those are the exact rhythm for your compressions.
That's quite interesting. He didn't mention that. That would have been
You should mention
fun.
It. That's like, it's a really...
Well, I'm done
it's a
now.
good thing to remember. Oh, tell all your friends.
It was just tell everybody. Just tell everyone.
Tell everybody.
No, it was just us. It was just something to do for the office, like first aid that in case for the office. That's why at one point when we were talking about amputation, I was like, be a bit intense.
I know.
But it's good to know what to do. However, I really hope I'm not ever needed for something like that. Because I agree. The instructor kept saying, like, just so you're aware, if this happens, this person has 2 minutes to live and you will have blood everywhere.
Oh.
And I'm not bothered by blood, but I just don't want like the blood gushing in my face. I think I'm going to stick to not that.
Call 911. just
Oh, that's
911.
always the first thing of
Yeah.
business, but
Yeah.
they don't come
I,
within a second. If it would be fun if they could.
yeah.
Yeah.
They could just fly there. Maybe fairies could.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think. Yep. Fairies would give first aid much better than we humans do, I think.
Yeah, they do it magically. It's like a bippity boppity boo, and you're just better. I don't
Yeah.
know. Gotta ask a
They don't
fairy.
even need their magical herbs or anything like that.
No, it's just a bippity boppity boo. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Anyways, we
I'm
digress. So
dying to
that's
know.
okay. So I'm going to start today. Today is September. This episode comes out on September 7th, 2025. And today is actually a total lunar eclipse.
Oh my
It's a blood
gosh.
moon, but we
Wow.
won't see it here, unfortunately. It will be fully an eclipse in parts of India, China, Australia, Russia, Eastern Europe, and most of Asia, and all of that. Here we won't see the
Wow.
eclipse, but it will still be a blood moon. It is also known as the corn or the harvest moon because it's the first moon.
Oh.
Yeah, first full moon in September, so it's considered the harvest moon. And
Wow.
it's real. Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one, and it's related to release, reflection, and spiritual insight. So
Mm.
basically, it's a good time to let go of the past. I find most full moons are really good times to reflect and let go. For
Mm.
me, a full moon is when you do something, you're like, this does not serve me anymore. I am letting it go. That's what I feel about a full moon. Um, but this one also is good for embracing change, connecting with your inner wisdom as you transition into fall. So it's a transitional moon.
Mm.
Um, but it is an eclipse as well. So you might feel more heightened intuition and emotional clarity. So,
Cool. Ooh, thanks for
so
telling me. I got to work with that
yeah,
moon. And
yeah,
also, I
that's a
should
good
eat
moon
some
to work
corn
with.
today. We should eat corn today. I think corn on a cob is a good choice today to like honor the moon
Yeah,
with that abundance.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, a good Canadian corn. It's so good and juicy and sweet
Hmm.
and salty all at the same time. I don't even know how to describe it.
I just love corn, especially this time of year.
Yeah,
Like I'll eat it all summer, all the way to the fall. Yeah.
it's true. You always have corn when I visit you in some form or another.
Yeah, I love corn. I just love food. Anything food. I can be bought with food. Like I love food. So I'll always put food into my magic too in some way. You know me.
Yeah, but that's an earth sign. Earth signs love to eat. We love it.
We
If you
do.
want us to fall in love with you, just feed us constantly. There's a reason
Yeah,
why I married a chef.
that's true. That's true. Oh, he's a great
Yep.
cook. He really is. Yeah. Yum yum.
Oh, he really is. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So that was just a little bit tidbit about the moon because today is actually a full moon. So we figured we'd kind of mention it. But now let's get into our topic. Today I will discuss the differences between the Seelie and Unseelie. They're
Ooh.
I know. They're the two opposing courts of the Fae.
Mhm.
And they're mostly highlighted in Celtic and Scottish folklore. So they're very big in Ireland and Scotland, but I would say they're actually more prevalent in Ireland.
Oh.
Um, yeah, Scotland had more druids and stuff. They still had, of course, they had the fairies as well, but
Mm.
they're more prevalent in Ireland.
Wow.
It's important to note the distinction between Seelie and Unseelie. It's not always a strict dichotomy of good versus evil because a lot of people think that. A lot of people say the Seelie are the good and the Unseelie are the dark and the terrible. They're like demons, but
Right.
it's not black or white.
Demons.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not black or white like we humans would categorize things. They can overlap. It's a little bit like humans. Like you can be a good human and
I was
have
just thinking that. Yeah. There is a gray. There is a gray within us,
there's
right?
a
Like you can either
gray.
be good or you can be bad. You make choices. Yeah.
Exactly. Choices are what makes or break you, but it doesn't mean like if I go out and hit someone with a car, it's a terrible, terrible thing and they pass away. It's absolutely a terrible thing. But that action does not make me necessarily a bad person, but the action was evil. Like it's kind of everything is in the gray. Everything is in the gray.
I got dark real fast.
Yeah, it got dark real fast. Don't worry, I've never hit someone
fast. She's a very good driver. Yes.
Yeah, every time I come visit, if we go somewhere, I'm like, yeah, I'm driving. I'm not driving anywhere. I'm like, okay, fine. Jenica's terrified of driving on the highway, and I'm just like, I don't mind it.
You're a pro.
I really enjoy driving. I put in my podcast or my music, usually Taylor Swift, and I just go. I love it so much. I love road trips. It's my jam, you know?
It is. You're great at it. You're a great little driver.
Yeah, thank you. We've went elsewhere for a little bit there. So some stories even suggest that the Unseelie Courts, the evil, quote unquote, can be a form of dark justice or a different way of enforcing order. The best way I could describe it is if like you have a neighborhood watch and they kind of decide to bring the law into their own hands in the sense like it's not okay, but it's a different way of enforcing order. That's kind of how I can describe it in human terms a little bit.
Interesting.
So quick overview. The Seelie Court is generally seen as benevolent, as it's associated with light and sometimes even helpful to humans, though they are still capable of mischief and vindictiveness. So don't trust their word, because they can't lie. Okay, Fae cannot lie. However, they're very, very good wordsmiths and they can twist around the truth so that you do not know. Exactly. It's all about the loopholes for the Fae. It's all about loopholes. Yeah.
They're very trickery, right? They're masters of trickery, regardless if they're quote unquote good or evil, right? Okay.
Well, think about it. Like, they live to thousands of years. If we did that, don't you think at one point we'd be like, okay, I'm bored. Let's just go trick some humans.
Okay, so here's a question I have. Did they invent the saying trick or treat?
I do not know the answer to this.
Sorry. I'm being mischievous.
Not even Halloween, and we're just like, trick or treat.
Every day is Halloween. Every day is Halloween in Jenica world, I swear.
In my world too.
It's true. You are wearing a Halloween shirt right now. Let's be honest. Yes, it's Halloween.
I always wear a Halloween shirt.
I'm so into it.
Comfy, and I love them. Just for everybody, dear listeners, it is a skeleton that is sitting at a table reading books. Because even death
and cobweb
books.
Yep. That's right.
Oh, little pumpkins. Yep. Okay. The Unseelie Court now. The Unseelie Court is associated with darkness, chaos, and malevolence. It's a hard word to say.
Malevolence.
Often engaging in malevolence. Often engaging in harmful or malicious acts towards human and other fae. So not just towards humans, but they would go against Unseelie Fae, Seelie Fae.
Oh, I did not know that they also kind of went against their own kind. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Tricksters, right? And they're bored, so they just like to do this. So a little bit of a bigger overview now of the Seelie Court. That was just a little short kind of overview. So the Seelie Court, they generally can be seen as good. They are often depicted as beautiful and associated with light. So they're always like are surrounded by light in their aura. But they can be capricious. So don't fully trust them. They can offer assistance or warnings to humans, especially if treated with respect. So, for example, just a quick example, a brownie is considered a Seelie Fae. And if you respect your brownie, and if you think that you have a brownie that lives within your house, your apartment, wherever you live, if you think you have a brownie, they will help you keep your house clean if you treat it with respect. Like if you give out milk and bread, and if you talk to it, if you treat it with respect, it like they're said to in the middle of the night kind of put things away for you. However, if you do not do that, they are known to be tricksters and hide things from you. So keys, phone, wallet. So for example, if you think you have a brownie at home and you're not treating it with respect and you always lose stuff, that would be why.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah. So see, like they're capable of mischief, even if they're silly. It doesn't change anything. They're associated with summer, which makes sense because they're always associated with light. The brightest time of the year is summer. That's the time we have the most light. The sun is out, longest days, all that stuff. So, just for example, in some tales, they're associated with unicorns and other beautiful ethereal creatures. So, unicorns are part of the Seelie Court.
Ooh, that's cute.
Mhm.
Cool. I love that.
I've always wanted a unicorn. I don't know about you, but I think they're such majestic creatures. Well, horses
I think
in
they're
general
beautiful.
too.
I'm more into Pegasus.
Yes.
Yeah, I want them to have wings because I'm kind of scared of horses. I totally respect them. I think they're majestical. Majestical, is that a word? Majestic and
Sure.
beautiful. But I'm a
We
little
can make it
scared
a
of
word.
them. It is now. Majestical. It sounds fun.
We've invented a word.
Yes, we did.
So you want a horse with wings, and that doesn't scare you that a horse can fly with you
No,
on
that
its
makes me
back?
feel better. That makes me feel better. Don't ask
Your
questions I don't
brain
know how to
works
answer.
weird.
Yeah, it does. My mom says I'm special. Okay? I have a special brain.
My mommy loves me.
Yeah, she does. LOVE right here.
Yeah, exactly. So a little bit more into the Unseelie Court. They're like I said before, they're generally seen as evil, but I don't think they're evil. I just think they're the dark side.
What way would a Seelie, right, be like evil?
Yeah.
Like why did they get that rap? What is an example of something that
No,
they might
Unseelie.
do?
Not so
Unseelie.
Seelie. Yeah, Unseelie. So basically, Unseelie, they are okay with murder. They're okay with.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no. Like they have malevolent intentions. They whatever they want, basically.
They'd be like a pirate.
Yes, they take.
They'd be like
They
a
do not
pirate.
care
Okay.
if it causes someone harm. Yeah.
Right.
Like a
Okay,
pirate.
so I read a book, for
Yeah.
example, that an unseelie would be considered to be a siren because what they would do is like they would, men would be out, or women, maybe men, I don't know, would be out at sea. They get lured in by a beautiful sound of like a woman singing, and they get taken by actually a siren, and they take them down and they eat them and they taste delicious, and like that would be unseelie.
Yum.
Yum. Yeah. Okay.
So I would say
Right.
like a mermaid or siren, whatever you want to call them.
I think mermaids are probably nice, but I think sirens are not nice. Or are they different? I don't know.
I think
Are
they're the
they
same
different?
thing. I think it's just called. No, I think they're just called different names for different cultures.
Oh, we should do
Yeah.
an episode on like mermaids.
Absolutely. That's interesting. Let's deep
Yeah,
dive
I want to
into
know. I want to.
mermaids.
Yeah, no pun intended. Deep diving mermaids because they deep dive.
I didn't even realize what I just said.
Splash, splash, splash.
Especially since not like in August, it was Shark Week. And I was like just watching clips of, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm terrified of sharks.
What's wrong with you?
Terrified.
Me too.
I was watching, so scared of them, like to the point where when I was younger, if I close my eyes in the bath, I'm like, I'm going to open them and there's going to be a shark eating my feet.
Oh my gosh. Me too. And I've never met anyone else who's like that.
No,
I actually don't allow myself to watch shark things anymore because my fear was so big, and I'm such a good swimmer that like it was affecting my life. And I've had not one, but two shark incidents. One at Disney World of all places, and the second when I was surfing in Australia. I know.
Well, you put yourself into their
ocean. Disneyland was a bit
no, I was going to say their home. Okay, that's fair. However, okay, person with the same fear, I have not done surfing in Australia, but I do have the same fear. And I told my brother, and my brother was like, "You are insane. There's something wrong with you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's fine."
Eaten or something in a past life.
Oh, probably. I think I've died in all the ways.
I think so too.
However, I just want to say Shark Week, actually, for a whole week and a half, I was watching clips of sharks, and I'm like, I want to go swim
with the sharks in a cage where you're in the cage. Okay. I would do that too. I would do that. We should do it together.
No, great whites are in the cage. Are you? Yeah. But for tiger sharks, you free swim with like a tank on your back. And then you have an instructor that like kind of pushes them. And I was like, oh, they're such majestic creatures. I want to go swim with them. So it actually kind of cured my fear a bit.
So good. I'm so happy for you. However, that being said, I don't want sharks to be like harmed or anything like that. I know that they're very important.
Oh, God, no. Yeah.
I'm just scared. They're like right up there with snakes for me. So it's the S's. I'm scared of the S's. Sharks, snakes. Love spiders, though.
So not all the S's. How did we get here? Oh, we got here from mermaids. Yes. Sometimes.
You know what? My friend would say that we're butterflying. It's because we're talking about fairies. They're mischievous. So they're going to make us go in loopholes and talk in all different ways and butterfly in different topics.
Because they're going to be like, we don't want you to talk about us and give everybody our secrets.
We don't want our bad rap.
Talk about sharks.
No. Yeah, totally. Except we love Fae. We really, really love the Fae.
We really do. That's why.
Yeah. Do you call it Fae or Faerie? What do you do?
Fae. I do Fae, but I don't think that they get bothered either way. But it's also Faerie written with an E. So it's Faery. That's important.
Faery. Yeah. Why is that important? Why?
I don't know. They just get mad.
Oh, they are very, very picky. Like,
they're capricious. Like they just.
Yeah. I love that word, capricious. Yes, they're very capricious.
I got to expand my vocabulary over here.
I love it. I think you're doing great. I'm learning things. Should I tell you some of my findings that I learned on this topic?
Absolutely. I just want to say the Unseelie Fae are also, again, more powerful in the winter. So
interesting. Because it's frozen over and like the land isn't as alive and booming with agriculture. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
Oh. And maybe why we feel more depressed when we go outside and we want to stay inside.
I love winter.
I love winter too. What does that say about us? We are Canadian. We are Canadian. Yeah.
I just glow up in winter. People think I'm the weirdest person in the world, and in the summer I just want to like go in my cave. And I just want to lie in my cave.
Unseelie.
And in the winter, I'm like, I'm out and about.
Right. I love that.
All right.
Okay. So I learned some fun facts. I wanted to kind of focus today on fairy offerings and like ways to please fairies, work with fairies, and also ways to not piss them off. And then also things to push them away if you're not interested. So as you mentioned before, super tricky, right? Like they're tricksters at the max. But if you want to work with a fairy, there are certain rules that you have to work with. They have a bit of a law of like a debt system. So if you're always kind of in their debt if you choose to work with them. And there are certain things that you are not allowed to say. One of them is thank you, and the other one is sorry, which is really hard being Canadian because like we say sorry when we kick a chair. We're like, sorry, like we can't help it. It's just like automatic. And then we're like, oh, that was silly. Why did we say sorry? But I've never met a Canadian who doesn't do that. So your things that you can say instead of thank you or sorry would be something like, you have my gratitude. They like that word. They're all about words, right? They're like the wordsmiths. So, you know, you have my gratitude. And instead of saying sorry, you would say something like, I express my regret. So, like, you would say something like that. And certain things that the Fae love, if you want to work with the Fae, there's certain things that they're probably going to enjoy, like, are you good with animals? Do you love animals? Do you have animals in
Mm-hmm.
your home? Even if you don't have animals in your home, do you respect them? Do you throw your garbage, on the ground? Do you recycle? Do you
Yeah.
take care of the water? Are you respectful with water? Do you carry like a plastic bag in your purse and go to the beach? And if you see garbage, you put it in that bag and you recycle it or, put it in the garbage. These are ways that you're helping the environment because they love when you take care of their environment. The environment is their home. Do
Mm-hmm.
you like to garden? Do you have plants? Do you like music? They love to party. They love music. They love poetry. They love singing. They love dancing. If you have a fire and you're dancing around it, they're definitely like having a fiddle somewhere or doing a little jig somewhere. Um, Also, these are amazing ways if you want to work with the Fae uh, for offerings. If you like to bake, they love baked goods, but do not put chocolate in them. They would be mortified if you put
Really?
chocolate. Yeah, if you put chocolate in it and you offer it
Hey.
outside, because if a animal eats it, they can die, right? Because chocolate kills animals. So do not, they'll be mortified. They'll be like, you offended me. You're an animal killer. Please don't do that. So, and no salt unless you want them to go away. Salt is a barrier to make them go away. However, salt also hurts animals. So please don't put out things that will hurt animals. But they love milk. They love cream. They love ale, and they really love like cups of teas,
Yo.
like hip rose. And they love it in a little teacup. So I thought that was really cute. Or even like rose water, you can offer it to them,
Hmm.
which I thought was cute. They also love apples, baked goods, as I mentioned before, flowers, honey, just oats or bread. You can even give them like,
What about wine? I love wine.
yes, they also love mead wine. So it's like honey wine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there's tons of offerings you can do there. They also really love crystals too. They love rose quartz because it's all about love. They love clear
Yeah.
quartz. And there's another one they like, and I can't remember. Oh, copper. They love copper.
Really? That's weird because they really hate iron.
I
They
know.
really hate iron.
Well, iron is actually, I'm happy you said that because iron is the thing to make them to ward them away. If you don't want to work with a
Hmm.
fairy or you think you have an unseelie fairy, you're going to put iron out, whether it's a horseshoe. In many cultures, they would actually put horseshoes over the door to keep the fairies out or over a child's bed. Back in the Renaissance time, I thought this is really interesting because there's a huge lore about children being taken away from their parents and swapped with a
Changelings?
changeling. Yeah. Have you heard about
Yeah,
this?
that's
Okay, tell me
huge.
what you've heard.
Oh, yeah. So basically, because a lot of sickly children were born in the olden days and they didn't have access to the medical help that we have today, um, they would just, especially in the Celtic lore, they would just put out, they would think that if their child is sick, they would think it's a changeling, which means that
Yes,
the Fae took their healthy child and changed it with one of
swapped it.
their children.
Hmm.
So, which is really, really horrible. But a lot of those parents, when they really did believe that, they would put the sickly child out in the forest because in their mind, they're like, the Fae need to come and get their child back and give us ours back, and the child would pass away. Okay, the Middle Ages
Whoa.
were not a really easy place to live in. Not that I lived there, but they were really, really rough.
Okay, so interesting you say that because when I was doing my research, I learned that they would actually put their children in iron beds, like the headboard would be an iron bed to keep the fae
Yeah.
away. So it all makes sense
Yeah.
now. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's some dark lore for you guys. Um, Also, nails. If you have an iron nail, and it's interesting, a gentleman last year gave me 4 iron nails, and I've kept them in my
Okay.
spiritual room. They're beautiful. But also, like, I find it very interesting when people gift you things like that. I really like iron personally. And something that I think is really interesting is that I love working with, I'm going to say nature fairies because I don't know exactly what it is, but like, I think it's very obvious. And I'm sure that you can also vouch in or agree, or maybe you disagree, that at my home, there must be some sort of nature fairies where I live. Would
Oh
you agree?
God, yes, absolutely. Your home, the land that you are on is so fertile. You
Right.
must have
Thank you.
like not just like, of course, you're really good at taking care of your home, but you must have like something that's there to help you. You know?
I think so too. And even when we got married, we called upon the nature spirits when we got married.
We did. Yes,
And
I was there. I was there for
yes,
her
you were.
wedding. It was a beautiful
Yeah, you
ceremony,
were.
everybody.
Oh, thanks, babe. And so we have lots of land, and I live amongst forest, and there's also like some water and stuff, and we garden and things like that. So we do have a lot of nature. I would say nature spirits. A lot of fireflies, dragonflies, butterflies,
Yeah.
right?
Can I say something
No,
about
you're not
fireflies that
allowed.
I
Yes,
okay. I'll
yes, of
stop
course,
talking and leave the
you
room
can.
now. So fireflies, remember when I was at your house in June and our mutual friend Jessica was telling us how they are slowly dying out?
Mm-hmm.
So I found out after I left your house and I've wanted to tell you this since then and I don't remember until you just mentioned them. So firefly babies, like they're little when they're in their cocoon, they are in the earth for 3 years. They're growing in the earth for 3 years. So the reason why fireflies are dying is because we keep spraying pesticides on our lawns so they cannot grow and like hatch basically. So that's why they're dying out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
Maybe
it's like
it's the
you have to
Unseelie who created the pesticides.
well,
Maybe
I
they
think that's
possess
humans,
people
honestly.
to do that. I don't know.
Let's not blame everything on the Fae. I I think that belongs solely on the humans. Okay.
Uh, Maybe the humans are the Unseelie. That's actually what they are.
So
Da 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 da.
no pesticides.
No
No
pesticides.
pesticides.
Oh my
No
gosh!
pest-
Thank you for telling me that. I did not know that.
yeah. And
Um.
I do believe that there are humans that are unseelie because there's some evil humans out there.
Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree. Another thing, these are some fun facts I learned about fairies of things not to do. Okay. If you have a place where you can mow your lawn, you must yell out to the fairies. My husband and I do this all the time. You have to say things like, guys, I'm going to mow the lawn, all the, wildlife, the fae, the frogs, the snakes, all of you go to a safe place. Another thing is if you're mopping your floor and you dump the water outside, the fae hate filth and they hate like dirty water. So warn them and don't like throw it on a plant. Hopefully you don't have like bad chemicals in that water or just flush it down the toilet,
Yeah.
guys. You know?
Yeah.
Um what are oh, do you know some of the stories about like you don't spy on a fairy and you never ever eat their food or drink their
Yeah.
wine? Have you heard of this?
Well, not the spying part. That's a new one to me. However, if you accidentally find yourself going through a fairy portal,
Right.
you should never eat their food or drink their wine because sometimes you do that and you think you're there for a day and you come back and 50 years have passed.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then when you come back, you also have aged those 50 years, which is just rude. That's so like,
It's rude.
where does that legend come from? Or is it true? I'm not screwing with that. If it's true, I'm not gonna, I don't want to play.
I
I don't want to do it.
think the legend comes the legend just comes from humans disappearing, and not knowing where okay,
That
in
Fae
today's
did it.
society we have CCTV cameras everywhere. Everybody has a cell phone in their hand and they're filming everything. Like that's the world we live in today. But
So
in
true.
the olden days people just disappeared. You would take a boat and you never come back. So I think it was a way to cope as well, for grieving families that
So
they are
smart. So it's like stories. It's stories being told down.
stories passed down. It really is. Yeah. But I
Interesting.
believe in the fairies. I
I
just
do, I
don't
do, I
think they
do.
steal us.
I do believe in fairies. I do, I do, I do. I do believe in fairies. I do, I do, I do. That was for
You
Tinker.
sound like a cheerleader all of a sudden.
I am a cheerleader. I believe in fairies too. I have never seen a fairy. Have you?
I don't think so. I am not entirely certain, which probably lends closer to yes.
Oh, I believe that
Yeah.
you have. When you started getting into like being spiritual and witchcraft, the very first thing that you were attracted to was crystals and the fae,
Yeah.
right?
I
And
will
you're
say,
also a
however,
huge animal lover.
this was when I was a child. I'm a huge animal
Oh,
lover,
oh
yes.
my gosh. Wait,
Mhm.
tell me, rewind. I want to hear the story about you being a
No,
child.
but okay, no one wants to hear that. But it was a
I
little
do.
bit scary when I was growing up. My mom and my brother and I would always, after school, after her work, we would always go and clean offices, just to make a little bit of extra cash,
Totally.
And I remember this vividly. I was vacuuming upstairs in one of the offices, and I was alone on the upstairs. This was
Uh,
a law firm or an accounting firm. I'm not too sure, but it was a firm.
right.
And I remember seeing in the corner of my eye something very dark and very with red eyes to the point
Oh,
where it screamed my head off. But I was like 10. I was 10.
I
And
believe you.
I was I was made to believe that it was just my peripheral vision. You know when you put your eyes so close to the side and you kind of start seeing shadows?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't remember my
Oh, come
eyes
on. It
going
has red
that
eyes.
far.
I've never, ever. No, come on. Let,
Oh no,
so
I
did it,
felt like it was trying to possess me.
that doesn't sound like a fairy. That sounds like maybe some sort of a spirit or a poltergeist or an unseelie.
Well, maybe. Yeah, it could be an Unseelie. But remember also when I lived near you, when I lived in Ontario, and it, I lived close to a cemetery. By the way, I love the cemetery. Everybody, I would walk my dogs there all the time. I always
I
thought it was
love that
super
cemetery
peaceful.
too. I love cemeteries.
Love that one. But remember when I would wake up and I had I was paralyzed in my dream, and there was this dark figure with red eyes standing over me in my dreams. I told you about this, and you
I do. It's coming back. Yeah. Didn't I sage? Did I sage it or like cleanse it? It's all kind of coming back
yeah.
to me.
But and then even when you were doing that, you were saying nothing is wrong here. There's no malevolent spirit. There's no malevolent anything because it was a very peaceful house. Like you
It's
kept
true.
saying that to me. So
I
I don't
remember
know where
that.
that came from, but I've seen that entity more than once in my life.
Well, maybe we should just talk to it. You feel that it could be a fae because you related it
I
to a
leave.
fae. Maybe
Yeah,
faes do
I
have
think
red
so.
eyes. I haven't seen a fae, so I can't be judgmental. I don't know. I just instantly thought evil, but like when you think about it, red in the chakra realm
Hmm.
is going to be something that's rooted and grounded, and like, well, maybe fairies aren't rooted and grounded. Maybe they're more like, well, maybe they don't. Maybe they have wings. Maybe they don't have wings.
I think it depends
I
on
don't
the
know.
fae. There's so many
I
different
agree.
types of one. Some of them have wings. Some of them don't have wings.
Yeah, true. So
Some
maybe
of them
it's a
just have like
grounded fairy. You are an earth sign.
okay, but it is 7 feet tall. That much I know. It's quite terrifying. And I live alone. I'd rather not revisit it right now when
You
it's
know
not
it's gonna
bothering
visit
me.
you now that you like acknowledged it. Just call me.
Great. Not gonna. That's 3
Just
a.m.
give me a call. Oh my gosh, at 3 a.m. I'm gonna be shitting myself if you call me at 3 a.m. I'd be so scared. Why did you pick 3 a.m.? Damn it, Cam.
What time do we wake up? It's always 3 a.m. It's always the witching hour.
No. All of a sudden, Chloe's just like growling, looking at the corner, and you're like, it's the blood moon. No, the harvest moon, corn moon.
Oh my God. Right. I remember I didn't have Chloe at the time when I lived in that house, but I had Carl, and
Right.
Carl was growling at it.
He
I
saw
remember
it.
that now. Yeah.
Oh
terrifying.
my
Terrifying.
gosh. Ooh, I have goosebumps. But I secretly hope that it comes to you because I want to hear more. The next time you see it, make sure that you protect yourself with like whatever kind of energy. I usually would use Archangel Michael. I say, Archangel Michael, please protect me with your beautiful purple light, your white light, your golden light to seal it. And then ask it, say, are you like, who are you? Why are you here?
Mhm.
And if you feel bad to say like you need to leave, be gone. You're not welcome. I cut the cords
It
with
always
you.
does leave. It leaves
Interesting.
when I tell it to leave.
So it seems like it respects you.
Yeah, so maybe it's not an unseelie. So maybe I see it as dark because I don't know what kind of energy it is, and it doesn't know how to show his real true face to me.
Maybe that's just what the face
You
looks
are
like
not
in this
supposed
realm.
you are not supposed to see the true face of a fae. You're not supposed to.
Why? Why?
Because you will go. Apparently, humans will go mad. It's a little bit like you can't see the true face of an angel. It kind of comes from the same mythology, a little bit. A lot
Why
of
would we go
mythology
mad?
takes from others.
Oh, they're all interconnected. They all are interconnected. It's amazing how interconnected they are.
They're not because our brain doesn't have the capacity to see their true selves. That's what they say.
Whoa.
Literally, that's what they say. Yeah.
Whoa. That's intense. I have a question for you. Just first of all, that was very interesting and hopefully to be continued. I want to know more. I'm very curious. But next time you have to see if you can talk to it a little more before you say goodbye because it leaves because then you might have some answers.
But I'm in a sleep paralysis, so I can't move and I cannot speak.
Oh, I hate sleep, but it can hear you and your thoughts, it sounds like. Maybe you need to get yourself some iron. Get a nail. Get an iron nail and put it under your pillow or in the corner or by your bedside.
I have two horseshoes. I have two horseshoes. So maybe that's why it hasn't visited me in this place. Because I have two horseshoes in my apartment. Yeah.
You do. Interesting.
I do.
So, I have outside of my house, I have this place that I literally call it like, it's kind of like a fairy offering. It's got like little cherubs and like pretend flowers and this beautiful piece of driftwood, actually a beautiful piece of driftwood and just like little fairy statues. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
And it's just beautiful and it's amongst like trees and the pond and the barn. And I put stones and whatever there. And beside it, I realized while we were doing research, I had made the home. Okay. I live in a 19th century home. Is this great big piece of iron. And I put shells on it and like runes on it and stuff like that. And I stuck it there beside the fairy nature altar. And also,
that repels them.
I know. So, but then I go up and I look at my stairs to go into my home, and I have this beautiful little fairy, cute little statue with a horseshoe of iron. And I didn't do this on purpose. I do a lot of altar work. It's probably one of my biggest magic making, and it's very intuitive. And so I asked because I was like, should I move this? Like, I didn't say sorry. My regrets. Like, I didn't put two and two together. And I heard, because I hear things, I heard it has to stay. It has to stay because it's not just, warding off per se Fae, but just other energies that aren't welcome. But it's done respectfully in a way that they can still work around it. And so it's kind of like inviting the good Fae, and not just like per se bad Fae, but just bad energies are being warded away. But the Fae want to work with
Well,
that.
that's quite interesting. Because
wanted to talk to
I
you
would
about
just
that.
more I would just see it more into the sense of you are subconsciously not ready to work with the Fae yet. So that's why you put kind of iron in places that are close to where they would live.
So should I remove it? I'm going
You
to
ready to
remove
work
it
with
for our next podcast and see, because we talked about how I wanted to work with the brownie. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a little fun story about the Fae. You know how you meet people and they definitely come from like different realms, right? I mean, I believe that. And I befriend Fae people all the time, or half breeds, where they're like, you may be like witch and fairy. But I am not a Fae. I wish I was a Fae. I want to be part of the Fae club, but I'm not. And I've actually been friends with like a ring of fairy women who are just these beautiful, like fairy, trickstery, and mischievous women who are bright and intelligent and work with the land. They're usually green witches. And much, much more. They're amazing and I love them, but I don't get invited to like their fairy groups because I'm not a Fae.
Seriously?
I'm not included. I'm not included, and it really hurts my feelings. I'm like, I'm just not Fae. I understand. But they love me and they take care of me, and I'm invited to other things, but not their fairy groups. I'm like, I want to have learnings. I want to have teachings. Anyways, my girlfriend was offended by this, so she didn't go, even though she was invited because she's a Fae. She was like, Jenica, I'll have a fairy party with you. I was like, thank you.
Well, you don't necessarily need to be Fae to work with them and be invited to their groups.
Well, apparently I do.
Maybe you don't want to be part of the groups then. Rude.
Yeah.
It's a bit rude.
Maybe I said please and thank you too much in their presence. I'm not sure. I really liked your theory. Pardon?
You have to say, I appreciate your help. That's what you have to say.
I appreciate your help, and I regret that I could not come to your party.
Exactly. Just express your regret and appreciate their help. Every single day.
I swear. I really like your theory about the iron. I wonder why I heard the other thing. Maybe that's my subconscious protecting myself. I don't know. Je ne sais pas.
Try it this week.
I am. I'm scared. Oh, did you hear that? I'm scared. Interesting.
I did hear that you're scared, but I don't think you need to be. Yelling at me. I'm scared.
J'ai peur. Oh my gosh.
Jenica comes out with the French, so she's really afraid right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I only know like 5 words in French, and I used all of them there.
It's okay. That was 2. That was 2 words.
Oh, darn. Okay, well, I only got 3 more.
Okay, that's fine.
I got je t'aime.
Better than a lot of people.
Je suis désolée. Je cherche un travail. Like, that's all I got.
And now you are up.
Sorry, and I love you.
You need to know. You don't need to know much else, really. It's fine.
Oh, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
True Canadian girl, right?
All right. Before we go, I saw today in a Facebook group, it was from Tarot Reader Peter, and it's Modern Witchcraft Tip. This is good for everybody. So every time you swipe your credit or debit card to pay for something, you say a money manifestation mantra to yourself, something like every dollar I spend comes back multiplied by 10. So it rhymes, so you can remember it. And this will create prosperous waves that bring the money back flowing to you. Just a little tip.
I love that. Say it one more time.
So you tap your card, you bought something. Every dollar I spend comes back multiplied by 10.
Every dollar I spend comes back multiplied by 10. Wow, I like that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Merci beaucoup.
Welcome.
Merci beaucoup. Better.
You are bienvenue.
Bienvenue. Okay, we're up to 6 now. Come on. Well, that was so much fun. Merci beaucoup. That was really fun. And we hope that we didn't scare you guys. Work with the Fae. Tell us more. I think we gotta, you know what? Our next episode, we're both gonna work with Fae next. We can tell everybody how it went.
Yes.
What our findings
Absolutely.
What our findings were, and our experiences, and we'll just kind of like see what happens. I'm excited to go into this realm of the Fae. Who knows? I might be invited to a party by the Fae. Je ne sais pas.
Yeah. There's 8 words. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Okay, au revoir.
All right.
A bientôt.
Thanks for cackling with us today. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Also, you guys can find us.
Oh my God, yes. My brain is like already in bed right now. Sorry, people. I am very tired. However,
Fairyland, I'm telling you, it's real.
yeah, my brain's all over the place. I also think I might have ADHD, which is something that we will not discuss here. I can't sit still. I can't do anything. My brain is like wired weirdly anyways. So where you can find us: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Two Cackling Witches. Our Gmail is twocacklingwitches@gmail.com, and our website is twocacklingwitches.ca. And Jenica will discuss business now.
Oh, hey. So, I have a business called Enter the Gray. I'm a psychic medium and I do a lot of readings. And I have an Instagram and it's enter, ENTER _ the THE and gray spelled with an E. It's GREY. And I'm so excited for you to contact me.
All right, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.